Good evening. I'm Jill Barker, Chair of the North Andover Poet Laureate Committee. And on behalf of myself, our town Poet Laureate Mark Borer, and our committee members, I want to welcome everyone to tonight's meeting. And just a reminder that the live broadcast can be heard on www.northandovercam.org on the CamEd channel, and that's found on Comcast channel 99 and Verizon channel 28. Tonight, in addition to Mark and myself, the other Poet Laureate Committee members in attendance are Karen Klein, Marie McAndrew Taylor, Bridget Rowding, Latika Karnani, and hopefully we'll be seeing Jason O'Toole soon as well. As we noted at the end of our last meeting, Latika will be the Secretary Pro Tem for tonight's meeting. And this is in accordance with our newly established rotating schedule for the Secretary Pro Tem at each meeting. So thank you for that, Latika. And we might as well officially begin the meeting. And as is customary, would anyone like to share a poem? I think I know, but I'll ask.
I can offer one.
All right, Bridget.
Okay, hi everybody. So tonight I want to read a poem kind of in honor of the recent first day of spring, and I had posted it on social media recently saying that I thought it was appropriate for a poem after a long winter. It's a poem by Ada Limon, and it's called Instructions on Not Giving Up. More than the fuchsia funnels breaking out of the crabapple tree, more than the neighbor's almost obscene display of cherry limbs shoving their cotton candy-colored blossoms to the slate sky of spring rains, it's the greening of the trees that really gets to me. When all the shock of white and taffy, the world's baubles and trinkets, leave the pavement strewn with the confetti of aftermath, the leaves come. Patient, plodding, a green skin growing over whatever winter did to us. A return to the strange idea of continuous living despite the mess of us, the hurt, the empty. Fine then, I'll take it, the trees seem to say. A new slick leaf unfurling like a fist to an open palm. I'll take it all. That's it.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I like that.
Love the slate sky.
Yeah, really nice.
Thanks, Bridget. Thanks for
Happy
sharing
spring
that.
to all.
You too.
It was beautiful spring today.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, good way to start. Thanks. So we'll begin now with our first item on the agenda, as usual, with Mark and an update. And I know he has something he wants to share, at least one thing, if not more. So Mark, take away.
Okay. Well, we are having a contest. If you guys didn't know, we're having a contest. And so we started the promotion, and we're going to talk about that and all the other things that are going on. But the other thing that I wanted to share, and I think that's what Jill is talking about, is that I'm doing a program for the North Andover Historical Society on Anne Bradstreet and her poetry in history, since she is in history. And so that is on March 31st, and that's an online event. That's Wednesday the 31st. And so I'm looking forward to that. And if you go to the North Andover Historical Society website, you can find it. And it's on Facebook and things like that too. So I'm busy pulling that together. What's really neat about it is that, and hopefully this will all happen, two people have committed to join as guests also. Linda Haltmeyer is going to bring a poem to read and talk about of Anne's. And Professor Ellen McWhorter from Merrimack College is also going to bring a couple of poems to read and talk about. So there are multiple voices in the show.
Mark, can I interrupt for a second? Is Linda
Sure.
Linda Haltmeyer still the Poet Laureate of Andover right now, or?
I think her official position is poet emeritus,
Okay,
because they haven't named what she described it as. They haven't named a poet laureate, so she's kind of acting as poet laureate, but
I see.
her term has expired. So
Yeah, they
And-
haven't had the meetings yet.
yeah. So
And who is the woman from Merrimack College? One more time, I just want to jot that down.
it's McWhorter, Ellen
Oh, yes,
McWhorter.
well, Bridget knows her, right, Bridget? Yeah,
Yes, I do.
Oh,
I used to work at Merrimack College for many, many years.
oh, okay. And she's I don't know if I have the title right, but it's the director of the Anne Bradstreet Fellows Program. I don't know how active that is right now, but that's one of her titles.
And she's also in honors, isn't she? The director of the honors.
Yeah, she's the director of the Honors English Program.
Mark, you're getting scratchy there with something going on in the desk.
Or somebody. Maybe, yeah, I wasn't doing anything.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's somebody else.
All right. And
Okay.
and what about is there a pause, or are you still doing the open mics on?
Oh, yes, I am doing the open mics, and the next one will be tomorrow. And so tomorrow has no special guest, but I'll be sending out the invite as soon as we're done tonight. I actually it came up on me fast because it's the 20th. And next month, I'm hoping to have a guest poet, Andrea Velario, who many of you know. So I'm hoping to have her as the guest feature next month. And I'll also be talking to Joanna Ouellette about going outdoors, hopefully as soon as June, and meeting there if it works for her, and at the Stevens estate at Osgood Hill. So
Good, very good. That'll be interesting to see if they start getting more interest for weddings and whatnot. Once,
right,
June.
probably,
July.
yeah,
So hopefully we'll be able to do that. You'll be able to do that.
right.
Great. Well, you're a busy guy right now. And we look forward to the program that the Historical Society is sponsoring. Just a quick note on that. I tried to register.
Yeah.
Just a little tricky on that.
Oh, really?
You do have to, I find that I will have to email, which it is posted how you can do it. But it's just a little trickier than the usual setup. So don't be dissuaded, anyone who's listening. You should be able to join in one way or the other. All right, well, so maybe we'll get right into the first item you mentioned, our contest, our Anne Bradstreet Poetry Contest, and see how we're doing, and make sure we're all on the same page on different parts of the project. We do have, I think we have that current timeline that was readjusted, and so the end of April is when the poems have to be are due. The entries are due by.
Right.
And then there'll be a fairly quick turnaround. Bridget has very kindly agreed to be our kind of repository for all the entries.
Yeah, and Bridget, I'm sure that we can work out the login. I think we just have to do it at the same time so that when you try to log in, I'm paying attention and I say approve, and then you can log in.
Okay.
I think that I realize that that's really all that happened, that it knows that it's coming from another computer and I have to say, yes, okay. And then you can,
yeah, we can coordinate that soon. Like you said, there's no urgency to it, but we'll get it coordinated. So
yeah, so it is simpler than I thought.
okay, thanks.
What was I just going to say? So I and others had originally thought maybe Mary Ellen Osgood would help us with that. She had offered to volunteer to assist us in any way. But as I have discovered and mentioned to others, her computer system is down and it will not be up probably for the foreseeable future. So that kind of shut that down, and Bridget stepped in and took on that responsibility. So hopefully we'll be just inundated enough, Bridget, for you to manage. And Bridget will be collecting the entries. She'll be making sure they're put in the correct categories, the 4 categories: elementary, middle school, high school, and adult. And she will also be removing any identifying personal data. So when the judges receive the poems, they will not have any information attached. So that's a little bit of a project for her, and hopefully, and Bridget, if you find that you need any help in any way, certainly let us know. We'll figure
Will
out.
do. Thank you.
That would be a nice problem if we had so many that
Right.
were totally overwhelmed, but we shall see. And in that regard, Mark, we have had a few entries submitted, I believe. And I would guess that
Yes.
you've kind of got a, more or less, what's coming in and where. And it looks like maybe most of these are just from one source, so we need to make sure we're getting the word out.
Yeah, I was going to send a reminder email to the principals because, so I know that at least the principal of Sargent acted on it because one of the teachers at Sargent is doing it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, but I actually didn't get a single reply from any of the principals. So I'm going to send them an email and say, could you please respond, let me know that you got this, and let me know if you have any questions, let me know that you've sent this to your teachers, and please encourage your teachers. I mean, I just think it's a nice, great thing to do in the context of an English class, even if they just spend a couple classes, talking about it and then asking the kids to do it. I have to believe that teachers would love to do this with their kids,
Hopefully they can tuck it right in there in their curriculum.
Yeah.
And even not, it's a fun exercise to do kind of as a little side project or whatever for the teachers.
Well, especially for National Poetry Month.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So I just haven't gotten that positive confirmation yet. So it was like, standing on a hilltop.
They'll get around to it.
Yeah. So.
And Mark kindly slightly reformatted the 2 flyers so that North Andover CAM could post those on the community calendar channel.
Yeah.
And that they would, be a large enough print. They really need to be a landscape orientation rather than the portrait, the vertical, which is, how we had it originally. So the adaptation looks good, Mark, and I did send it off late today to Bill Robert at North Andover CAM and asked him either to take a look at it or send it to whoever else may need to see it and get that up.
Good.
And I imagine once that goes up, there'll be a little more response too.
Yeah. Let me present, see if I can do this. I thought I would show people. I think I can show people.
That'd be nice.
Let's see if this works. I think somebody has to approve it. Oh dear.
How do I do that?
There may be a pop-up. I was just, I clicked the share button.
Oh.
Well, if Brian's still listening in, he might be able to help us.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's this say?
To do that.
More options. In the meantime, Mark,
Yeah,
any
okay.
chance that you've had an opportunity to talk to Genevieve at the Tribune?
No, I did not.
It'd be great if she would do an article on you and the contest. Full screen, phone for audio. I'm not seeing anything here.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if it's popping up. It's actually kind of sitting here spinning.
Oh, okay. Well, it looks good.
Okay, yeah,
And I could send it out to people, just FYI, so they see what it looks like. All right. What other information about promotion and publicity? Any others have anything to add or ask about?
I do have another thought. I mean, we had talked about posters. So Jill, what I did was I took the poster that I sent you for cable and I spruced it up a little bit. I think it's a good one for if we want to put posters up at businesses, but it's actually better than the 2-pager that I sent to the schools.
Okay. I like that. Yeah, thanks for taking the time to make those adjustments.
I think
Yes,
yeah, something happened to my internet connection. Just FYI.
Yeah, Mark, where'd you go?
I think we lost his internet.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'm having a rough time on this end, kind of having constant connection when people speak, but it is what it is. Oh, there's Mark again. Very good. Latika, what did you say?
No, nothing.
You're all set? Okay. All right. Anything else in the publicity promotion department? Any updates? Karen, anything on your end?
Not that I will take them and put them in different places, but I have nothing new to report.
Okay.
No.
So the next thing is discuss contest awards.
Actually, can we go back to
Yeah.
promotion?
Yes.
Sorry, I was just thinking.
No problem.
There are one of the things that I was thinking about. So I have this 1-pager. It's just a poster similar to the ones that I sent you for cable. It's just better, but it's very similar. I think it'd be good to have those in stores, but one of the things is a lot of people aren't going to stores, but a lot of people are out walking. And so I wondered, is there a place we could post them in town or like on the common? What do people think about that?
There's a sandwich board, I believe, at the Historical Society. And that sandwich board you might be able to put across the street at the crosswalk over at the common.
Oh, actually, you just gave me an idea.
Oh, dear.
Well, instead of talking with them about, piggybacking on that or posting something on that, I just realized I have some signboards, those things that stand up
Yep.
that, you see all over town.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Instead of being elected, we could just put them around. I wonder is it the select board that has to approve that sort of thing, or how does that work?
Probably. I would imagine.
don't know. I mean, well, here's what I'm thinking. Like when we promoted other events, like I was on like promoting events for the high school or for the band, we just put them up all over the place.
And you didn't have to get any special approval.
Well, I don't know that we put them on the common, but we put them on like other places where they're visible.
Uh-huh.
You're right. The common, you may need to get approval. to put
That
stuff
would be
up.
fun to have those little popping up in different places. Maybe
Yeah.
somebody would put it on their lawn that's at a good location, or
Right.
on the rotary, not rotaries, but the little triangles, where, like at the edge of my street, there's a lot of traffic there, and that would be a nice spot for a sign like that.
What if we put it in the little free library book as just inside books?
Over where the book depository is at the library?
No, there are 2-3 spots of little free libraries in North Andover. So they're just books. People keep exchanging it.
You're talking about little libraries that people build.
Those-
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure that might work too.
I mean, you can just put 1 or 2 just first thing in the front.
I mean, I guess back to the original idea, that is the thing that something like that is what I was thinking of, which is, it's an 8.5 by 11. You print up 50 or whatever of those. It doesn't cost basically anything. And you could put them all over the place where
Everywhere.
people see them.
Yep.
Well, I like that. The thing is, if you're talking foot traffic, that type of poster would be fine. If you're talking
Seeing
car
it.
driving by, wanting to,
Right, you wouldn't see it.
we
No,
could
that's
just
too small.
have the title of it and
Direction, go to
Or
go to
email.
an email.
Facebook.
The website.
Yeah.
For people to get information.
Something
Right.
that you can catch quickly as you're going by.
Right.
At least it gets it out there and kind of a public awareness.
And you know what? What I'm thinking, I have a couple of those signs, even if there were just 2 up, like one on the common and one by the library or something, or 2 by the common, lots and lots of people would see it, because everybody goes by, a huge percentage of the population of the town goes by the common.
Sometime.
Over the course of a week.
Yep, they do.
Well, what about the rotary? What about sticking it in the middle? Is that all pavement, or is that somewhere where it could go?
No, actually that's grass. Right, it could go there. So you know what? I think you gave me an idea. I'm gonna make up a couple of those signs. That wouldn't be much effort. I can print, posterize it and get that up there.
Okay.
Wonderful. So it's sort of like a campaign sign.
Yeah. Vote for us.
Vote for poetry.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a very good idea. I like that.
Okay. All right. And that's to get 2 or 3 of those up there wouldn't be much effort, and it would be visible. And when things are visible, things that people see online become more real.
Yep. You're reminding them again.
Right.
Vote a phrase I love would be vote for poetry. We all win.
Would you mind sending like a copy to it, everyone?
Oh, I'll do that. Yeah. Yep.
All right, great.
And then, you can put it up. Actually, what I was looking for is if people wouldn't mind going to some stores and posting it.
I'd be happy to do that.
Okay.
I'm fine with doing that.
Okay. Just, to help offload the task.
Yeah, I'll take some.
Okay.
Yeah, I can take some too.
Okay. And then you just let people know where you're.
That was Marie and Karen.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And Jill. All right. Shall we talk now about the awards? And there's a couple of different aspects in this category. The first says local business donations, and I think that both we had a couple of people. Bridget and Jason were both gonna. I think Jason in particular I think Bridget was just going to help him if he needed help. Was going to try to contact some businesses, and I think Karen, you were going to give him a few ideas.
Yeah, I will send some things to
So
him.
we'll find out at some point from Jason how that's going. And in that kind of regard, you know how we talked about we were just going to have a gift certificate for the first place winner, and then we just have like a printed certificate for the second and third. I'm thinking. I mean, I think when I think about the library, they do give out some sort of gift certificate from a local place, whether it's whatever it is, something that would appeal to someone as a prize for every level entry winner. And I kind of would like to have the second and third place also get a gift certificate. Is that going to be too much of a difficulty trying to get something like that?
Well, when do we have to announce that that's going to be happening? We don't need to do that right now.
So,
until we've-
No,
It's just that we had decided that we were only going to do it for the first place, and I'm kind of hoping we could do it for all three places.
Right, but let's find out how well it goes with the.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Maybe
with
we
the
did have
merchant.
that before.
And I think we don't have to announce it. It could just be, if we get a lot of businesses who give, gift certificates, and we can give
Right.
one to the winner and one to other people that
Okay.
who are the finalists.
That'd be great because we wouldn't announce it anyway.
Not yet.
Yeah,
yet.
but that's
That way,
good.
no
We'll
one
just
would
kind of
be
see how it all,
disappointed.
because it has been a difficult year, and there may be some reluctance to.
Right.
But, okay, so we'll let Jason or whoever kind of play that by ear, but I'll let him know that we do hope that maybe they can offer something as a gift certificate.
Yeah.
All right. The next little bullet is create the printed awards. So who wants to design the printed awards? Can we ask a friend that might be good at it who might volunteer to help us in that, so that we don't have to have Mark or Latika doing this again?
Once again, what is this printed award?
What's that?
What is printed award?
Well, we were going to we should anyway give out a printed award for the first, second, and third place, and also I think we're doing some other awards as well. And we can just adapt. We can have the template be like a what do you call it? A template. And then for every different category or whatever the award is, we'll just slip in what that designation is.
I mean, I don't understand what is in the content of the award.
It just states that you are the first place winner for the Andrea Poetry Contest.
Yeah, just somebody give.
Certificate. Certificate.
First place,
Second place.
third place.
It's like a certificate.
Yeah, just an honorary.
To tell people that you were involved in the contest and that you got a certain placement.
It's nice to have.
I think they're on the internet in different places.
Oh, that's a good point. You
Yeah.
can probably just pull something off and adapt it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll look at that too. Okay, so speaking of those awards, and printing different awards, we had talked about kind of having a little more inclusion here for those who didn't win first, second, or third, because we had opted out of honorable mention, but we did mention maybe we could give an award for a rhyming poem, or maybe a poem that is an unusual poetic form,
or historical, or
historic. Let me write that down.
we can kind of,
So
as they come in, we can look at the categories and find special ones that maybe deserve other attention.
Oh, okay. So just
or when the judges are reading, and if they feel anything stands out, they can create it themselves as well. So because we cannot know otherwise they'll have to find something for it. as opposed to when the judges are reading and something
Yes.
stands out, but they're unable to put them first, second, third, they can say, I want to make a special mention for this and the reason.
That sounds great. That makes, I think that's what,
And those will happen when we get the poems in our hand.
right, okay. All right, yeah, that's a better idea, just to see what we get. And, there's probably going to be a couple. Maybe there's a very young poet who can't quite compete against his older, the older entries in his category, or her. But it's just charming and it's fun or whatever, that we should recognize that poet. So that's a good way to go about it. And we should let the judges know that this is something they can feel comfortable.
Yeah, doing.
Yeah,
No.
they can be aware of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's an easy way that's the most sensible way and an easy way to tackle that. Yeah, I mean, more of that, the merrier. I think that just it, and not only that, but it's kind of a surprise for people. They wouldn't be expecting those, so that might be fun.
Yeah.
All right, anything else about the awards?
Who's going to be giving them out?
Ooh, that's an important question.
I would think.
Mark.
I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I
Mark,
don't
you
know
wanna
if
be
Vice
please?
President
It
Harris.
probably does.
what? Yeah, how do we want to do that? Mark, what did you just say?
Oh, I mean, I think it probably does make sense for me to be the
Yeah.
person to give
Yeah.
out the awards.
Yep.
I mean,
Yes,
it, it's an incredible honor to meet the poet laureate. That's, people will just
There
be
you
like,
go.
that's right.
Now, we had
Mark.
talked about some dignitaries in town being there to present. What do we want to do about that?
about what?
Well, originally we had also talked about, maybe someone from the Board of Selectmen or some
Yeah.
notable person in town presenting.
Actually, you brought up something that I want to do. So a little diversion. I want to send notice of the poetry contest directly to the select board, the town manager, the moderator. I'll copy you, Jill,
Yeah.
and basically announce the poetry contest. Invite them to let me know if they would like to read a poem, if they have a poem on the theme, or if they'd like me to suggest a poem, if anyone would like to read. To
Okay,
have them as special guests.
that's perfect.
Okay. And what I'm figuring is there might be one person who wants to do it, who knows?
That's great. I like that. I think
Yeah.
you put that out there before, but I forgot. Yeah.
And if they do that, right, they could also be on stage to give the award also,
Right.
I'd ask them to do that.
That would be good.
What do other people think about that?
I like it.
Okay. Anyone else? Bridget or Marie? Or
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Good.
it's the
Also,
community.
Because it
Award.
goes
Marie?
the way, oh, sorry, Marie.
I do. I think, Mark, you should be the one that gives the awards out. You're the North Andover for Laureate, and I think you should do it.
Okay.
Right. He's just talking about having readings.
Yeah. We can see how it goes, but I take your suggestion.
Yeah, I think that was nice.
Good.
And by sending it directly to the selectmen, you also find out there will be people who have poems or are in tune with it and say, oh, I'd love to do that, and then it becomes a clear town event, So that was one idea that I had.
Since it's the first one, we'll sort of be going blindly and see how it goes and what works.
Right. Yeah. And if
what we keep and what we don't do again.
Yeah. And if we can make this happen, people going forward will say, oh, that was such a neat thing. I want to be part of this.
Yep.
do we, excuse me, 1 minute. I'm sorry. Do we want to, well, we should recognize probably at the outset, who the judges were for the different categories, or?
Yeah,
Hopefully they may attend.
right.
They might be able to sit in the front row.
Is there anything else we want to do in terms of, do we want to ask them if they want to participate, or what do you, or just acknowledging them is enough?
Well, we can't have too many people up there.
We
That-
can, we could see who responds from the town, and then if nobody does, we could ask any of the judges if they would, because I'm just thinking there are some patriotic poems, or, you know, and by patriotic, I speak very generally, poems about America that it'd be nice to have, you know, 3 or 4 of those sprinkled in there,
Uh-huh.
to have somebody, to have an adult come up, or who knows, you know, whoever, come up and read the poem about America. But in this context, to get some of the notables in town to take part.
That would be nice.
The second thing that I'm thinking of, this is another new thing, I have a longer poem that would be appropriate for having 3 or 4 people read, because there are enough stanzas, and it's about Mount Rushmore and about America.
Nice.
So I was going to contact the senior high school English teachers and ask them to recommend 3 students who might like to read that. And then that way, that can be another one of the things that we do during the event.
The program, good.
That's a great
Do
idea.
people like that? Okay,
Lots of good ideas, Mark. Thank you.
sure.
That would highlight some of the students. That's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
the more involved they are, the better.
The better.
Right, because the more people we can get as guests,
Yes.
their families come, their friends
That's
come.
right. That's
You go
right.
from having, you know, 15 people showing up to suddenly having 80 people showing up, you know? So-
Yep.
Or whatever, you know. More.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, I like that.
That's the trick of school program. The families show up.
Grandmothers, grandfathers, uncles, aunts.
Right. Right.
Yep. It works.
So, as far as the celebration event venue,
Yeah.
I have not as yet talked to anybody about the Common. I think that was our number 1 choice. Is that right? Or did we
Yeah.
like Memorial Park better? I can't remember.
No. I know we
I-
talked about both.
Yeah, I think I like the park better.
Parking's probably a little bit better for the Common, right?
Well, the Common has a stage. That's
Yeah.
one good thing.
Okay, and then
And-
also sound system.
And when you say that, who is it the Parks? Is it Parks and Recreation that has that?
I don't know who, that's one of the questions I had. Who do you talk to about making a reservation for the Common, for, you know, for a town event?
Okay, well, I could still follow up on that. I just haven't done that yet.
Okay.
And the Common, yeah, because we definitely want some sort of sound system, definitely. And I just want to find out what the COVID restrictions, if any, may be for the date that we have chosen. I wonder if that will be an issue.
What is your
Because
question?
the thing is, it's not going to be a set group. It's going to be kind of an open-ended number. And we could estimate.
Are you worried about the numbers and
Yeah, I'm just
whatever?
wondering if they have restrictions on the numbers of people who can be congregating outside, or if it's not going to matter at that point.
Well,
Um,
the Common is good as far as that goes because it's huge.
Yeah. Right, because people can spread out. Because they had, remember, even last summer, they had concerts on the Common, and they just had rules about staying separated. So
Okay,
I mean, there were lots of people there, but just
Social distance.
8, 10, 12, whatever feet apart or more, very spread out.
hey Marie,
Yes,
would you want to find out about the Common?
okay, I'll call.
So, yeah, with the date that we have in mind and what's involved in getting approval
Okay,
and a stage and a sound system, and are there any restrictions, especially with COVID?
All right, what's the date again?
And our date is, I think it's hold on, let me go for sure. 1 second.
It's the 22nd?
The 22nd, Saturday, the 22nd is the date for the ceremony.
Saturday.
Wait, is that the final date?
Yeah, May 22nd.
Yeah, that's what I have in my notes.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because we talked about the 29th, but that was going to be an issue or something, too late or whatever.
Okay, I'll call.
That'd be great.
Actually, for my own information, who do you call?
I don't know, I'll find out though.
Okay.
You can call the town clerk first off,
Okay.
Yeah,
and then
Okay.
they'll direct you to.
yeah.
And that's another person who's leaving. I don't know.
I know.
If any
I know.
of you knew, we were talking about a couple of
Yeah.
prominent administrators in town that were leaving, and also the town clerk.
Yeah,
So catch her before she goes, Marie.
I will.
Okay, I think, do we have anything else to ask or discuss about the venue?
No.
Those were the only two possibilities, right? The Memorial Park and the Common. No, I mean, I think that
Yeah.
gets a fair amount of traffic going by either of those locations,
Yes.
and that would probably be good. Okay. All right, what else do we have here? So we're closing in on this. Do we have any other discussions on items about the poetry contest? Anything else that hasn't been brought up that we've forgotten to mention?
No, I think we hit the
We've
big
got our
ones.
4 categories.
We have enough, I think we'll have enough judges.
I have a question. So if there are multiple judges, will we be providing them a sheet to put in numbers against different categories? Like how do they rate? How do they select 1, 2, 3? So if there are multiple judges, like it's my impression that usually judges get a sheet where they put in numbers against criteria.
Right,
And then
right.
multiple, and then they see who got the highest mark, and that's first, second, third.
Right. You should have like a simple rubric of some kind.
Yeah. So do we
Well, we're
want
already doing that right now with the Frost Foundation with their poetry contest. We have a number system, 1 through 10.
Yeah.
And you just judge. I mean, you get a poem that you think is an 8, but somebody else might think is a 5, and then they're just all tabulated. And
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Okay, no,
It's
that's
not-
simple. That's simple and good.
But I think we could come up with a couple of bullets to help guide the judges. We can talk about that.
And we have a nice list from Karen. Did I send that out to everyone, just to Karen? Maybe I just sent it out to Karen and Mark. But it looks like 5, like maybe 20 people so
You mean
far.
Judges?
Yeah.
Yeah, at least 20.
So that's a nice size group, and we will divvy those up according to if they have preferences for what
For
age
what
group
level?
they'd like to judge.
Yep.
And when we start doing that, we'll send that out to everyone so they kind of know who's doing what.
Okay.
So you've had a pretty good response, right, Karen, in terms of
Yes,
people agreeing to be judges?
yes.
And if
Yeah.
anyone else has, someone they know of, that would be a good choice.
Let me know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let us know. And
Talk to everybody you know. You may be surprised that somebody says, oh, "I would love to judge a poetry contest. How do I do it?" It's not hard, and that's what the usual question is. How do I do it? So it's not hard. So
all right.
talk
Good.
it up.
So before we close for tonight, and are we done? Anything else on the contest? I guess
No?
that's it. So does anyone have any, I know we're in the midst of this. I would think that there would be no better time than right now during this poetry contest to get people in the community interested in joining the committee, the Poet Laureate Committee. We certainly will do our bit to give a pitch at the event, at the celebration, but
Yeah.
did someone, Maria?
So what happened to Jean Madden? Remember we asked her, Jean Madden?
Yes. Do you have any contact with her? Is she in the book club or anything?
Yeah, she's in my book discussion. So
If you felt comfortable following up with her and, saying,
I'll call her.
different, people go through different stages in their lives, whether they're busy with certain things or not. So it's hard to know. But we want to kind of be keeping that in the back of our minds, always looking for people that love poetry and would want to help promote it in town and elsewhere. And Mark, do you mention it at all when you have your open mics?
I haven't, but I can, yeah.
Just, I'm sure you're going to mention the poetry contest. Or maybe not, because it's not.
Yeah. No, I will. Yeah, absolutely.
And at the same time, just throw that out there too.
Yeah.
Because as I was looking at our listing, the town listing for the committee, we've got a couple people whose times are drawing nigh. I'm sure you're going to extend them, those of you who are the time is up for 2021. But it just is important to get new people involved and different perspectives. That's another thing. If we get any kind of diversity, that would be good too.
Yeah.
It's a little difficult, but keep that in mind as well.
Has anybody thought of Joanna from the Stevens Estate?
Oh.
I think she'd be super.
She mentioned it a long time ago.
I know when we were over there. Remember when we
Right.
had that program? Mark, you gave your program, and we had the staircase poetry.
Yeah.
I talked with her then.
Yeah, you know what? She was interested. She said she couldn't do it then, but maybe she could.
What?
Maybe she. Yeah.
Yeah, you talked to her, so why don't you check it out? Check it out.
Okay. All right.
Okay, good to just kind of make sure that we let people know what we do and that we would love to have them join us. Is there any other business, any other announcements, events coming up that you want to share that we don't want to miss? Something online or?
No, I've already announced mine, so.
I so enjoyed listening to, and of course I'm drawing a blank on her name, a poet the other day that I listened to.
Amanda Gorman?
No, she was with Town, oh my God, I can't remember. One of the poet open mic sessions. I'm drawing a blank on it right at the moment. I should have written that down. Wonderful poet. I was hoping I would have it up here. So I don't know if anyone else has something else to share. If I come across it, I'll let you
I
know.
have a spring
Oh,
poem I just wrote yesterday, 4
What's
lines.
that? Latika?
Yeah, I said I have a spring poem I wrote yesterday.
Well, we're going to close with that then. Is that okay?
Sure.
So before we do that, the woman's name was Miriam O'Neill. I don't know if you're familiar with her. Miriam O'Neill. I was so impressed.
Where
I
from?
really, really enjoyed listening to her.
There are a lot of, she has a web.
Miriam and then Oneal. I'm sure if you went to YouTube, you could probably find a recording of this open mic session. That was just great. I was not familiar with her. And she has a couple of chapbooks out, and she's she's gotten some good critical acclaim, which is nice. I forget if she's where she's from. I think maybe the Cape or maybe Rhode Island. I forget, but she's someone that you might want to check up on. Let's see. No other announcements, no other events at the moment. Okay, so our next meeting date. Where are we here? March 22, April. Let's see.
What do people think about 2 weeks? I know we're meeting a lot, but
we need it. We need it.
yeah.
Is that Dingus Day, the day after Easter?
Oh, it is. What did you call it?
Oh, Dingus Day.
What's that?
That's from Buffalo, New York. That is the Pussy Willow Day. The ladies, it's like a the people, the women go after the men for that day.
Like the Sadie Hawkins type of deal?
That's it. Sadie Hawkins, exactly. It's a Sadie
Oh,
Hawkins.
that's funny.
But it's a Polish tradition. Day after Easter Monday.
Wow.
Is Dingus Day.
All right, so my little calendar here doesn't show when the holidays are, but what date do you want to put out there for the next meeting? Anybody?
Is Monday the 5th? That's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to be away that week, but that's all right.
Okay.
Okay.
So
April 5th, is April 12th too late?
I don't know. No, maybe not. If we just get things, like we get the posters posted at businesses, I'll contact Eagle Tribune. These are all things that can just happen. The next thing to check in on will be, in a big way, will be the common, getting that set up for the 22nd, and they're just checking in on how it's going. So yeah, maybe the next. You said
Well,
the
it could
12th?
be a very short and sweet meeting then.
Yeah. Yep.
So what, Marie, the 5th wouldn't work with the 12th?
Probably the 12th is good.
yeah,
Yeah.
the 12th is okay for me, but the 5th isn't.
Yeah, see, the 12th will have more time to be getting stuff done.
Anyone else want
Yeah.
to comment on that date?
Latika, is that good for you? Oh, she may be gone.
Okay,
Either's fine for me.
Okay.
that's Bridget. Okay. All right. So we are going to say that we will be having our next meeting on April 12th, Monday, 7 p.m. I'll see if I can set that up.
Good.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Latika, you're back?
Yes, I am.
Very good.
And the secretary next time is, secretary next time is Jason, and I'll remind him. I think we missed him. Jason, you're not on, right? Okay. All right. Let's see, that's it. So shall we have our closing poem, Radhika?
Sure. Yeah, it's a very simple one, but it came naturally to me, like it used to come when I was in North Andover.
That's
And
nice.
I stopped writing, yeah. So here it goes. Spring has come, effervescent I have become. Everything I feel is young. The very me is better than my past in some. Spring has come, I sleep less, walk more, and run. I run through fields, roads, mountains, into the brighter, brighter sun.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Oh,
I
that's
love
great.
effervescent. I love effervescent.
Running into springtime,
Yes.
Right.
running out of COVID and running into a better
Better days.
existence.
Better days.
That was nice. Thanks very much. It had a lilt to it too. All right.
Very nice.
If anyone else has anything else to comment on, if not, I'm going to say that the meeting is adjourned, and I thank you all for attending.